You gotta unmute.
Tia, you muted. And she just going.
She's been watching her phone.
My phone ring at 300. Used to chop on the ass, recorders and hands, even sisters on the south side hustling. I come from a family of hustlers. Shout out to my little bro, he's running shit. Too tall, that boy on some other shit, bro. He always trying to fuck a bitch. Me, I can't get off of that head busting shit. BFM, you better know who you fucking with. I stay dripping sauce, it ain't never gone. Just a key to ate my dick with her tether on. Ain't no wait, my little brother got killed. A couple days later, guess what they telling on? I never let his name die. That's why I scream R.I.P. Turk in every song. Legend Seppies with the Pelly on. Draco Robbie, bitch, you better go. The bullets they fly and whole niggas die. Mama, baby, is forever gone. Bruh, swallow your pride, it's easy to die. Many's hollow there, catch a dawn. Bruh, I be so high, up in the sky. Feeling like I ain't never home. Tweet shit in my line, bro, let's take a ride. Swerving that shit I'm stepping on. I don't complain, I just pray about it. Go give me some money, don't pray about it. You broken, you bummy, boy, pray about it. Your bitch wanna fuck me, just pray about it. Don't try me, it's nothing, boy, pray about it. Man, you so unlucky, just pray about it. I ain't with all that tussle and pray about it. It's just beating, I'm busting no way around it. Step down for the fuck of it, I just love hustling, nigga, I'm living and loving it. That 40 be clutching it, hollows be stuffing it, bro, gets too close and I'm busting it. Red bottoms and Versace runners, you better come get your bitch before we run her. No license, I'm whipping this summer. Hope I don't get flicked in this Hummer. Hope something my dick while I thumb her. Good service, I give her 100. Blue strips, you know I'm a stunner. Bitch ugly, you know I'm a punter. Look up, I'm like God to you niggas. Your man get killed, you ain't right for your nigga. Touch one of mine, you be dying, little nigga. Be a lot of crying and chicken frying, little nigga. 2 to 3s when I slide on a nigga. When you shaking on side of your nigga. See, I be outside with some killers. I grew up with them, plus I ride with some killers. Quit playing, you ain't ride with no killers. You a hoe, stop lying to your niggas. Caught you lacking on MLK. You started crying, little nigga. I don't complain, I just pray about it. Go give me some money, don't pray about it. You broken, you bummy, boy, pray about it. Your bitch wanna fuck me, just pray about it. Don't try me, it's nothing, boy, pray about it. Man, you so unlucky, just pray about it. I ain't with all that tussle and pray about it. If it's beefing, I'm busting no way around it.
All right. Woo, so we had to get that in, y'all. We finally got the music working thanks to my cousin Lisa. She bought me like this Facebook portal a couple of birthdays ago. But I hadn't used it, and they got bigger ones too, like really good. It follow you all around the room. I don't know what all they do, but I needed some music, and look at God. He already had it over there because he provides in advance. So we got the music going. Welcome to the Cover Brand presents LadyTales. It is Tuesday. It's been a rough, I don't know. It's been all good. It's been very emotional, it seems like, last week and this week. Seems like every time I'm about to get on here, the devil get busy. And I feel all like, I even want to do it, But we go forth anyway, right? And thanks to my supportive team, I love y'all. These women are solid. Find you some solid women to support you. So we're going to go right into our topic. We have with us, if y'all can't see, our special guest, Dearice Spencer-Shackleford. My healing with him himself. But I am Tia, and this is what we do, the Cover Brand and LadyTales. So go right ahead. I'm sorry, because I think you was already starting. Go ahead, Dearice. Introduce yourself, team, introduce yourselves, and we're going to get right into the topic.
Oh, I get to go first? Oh,
you're the guest, of course.
Oh, now, them glasses say first.
Oh, okay. Well, let me make sure y'all get to look at. Okay, hey, how y'all doing? My name is Dearice.
Good to have you.
I am a certified master life coach and certified master Reiki healer. I am a motivational speaker and I am a keynote speaker. So I'm here to speak life. The name of my company is Dearice Speaks Life. So I always say life is living in full engagement. But now, since we've made it through the pandemic, don't y'all think we live in full engagement now? Because every moment is important. Every moment is precious. So today I am so grateful to be here with y'all, to live in full engagement and to speak life into everyone's situation. I love you all. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Glad to have you.
And thank you for being here. Go
Thank
ahead,
you for being
Jocelyn.
here.
My name is Jocelyn. I am a #1 Amazon International bestseller with an anthology, Radical Woman, 1 in a Million. I am a clinical mental health professional. Just adding my little 2 cents in to help you live your best life, because you are your best asset.
And I am Yukila. I am the big sister of Tia, which is the founder of LadyTales cover brand. And I'm here just to add a little of my opinion.
Right. And I'm Aquilina Davis, the resident ambassador of the Black thought, history, and literature, and just a sister. Tia is somebody I've known pretty much all my life, so I'm glad to be a part.
And I am Tania. I am a natural health and wellness advocate. And I'm just here, Tia and I hooked up, and she asked me to be on the team just to spread a little nutrition tips and everything, and just add a little knowledge on our health. So that's what I'm here doing, and I love it. I love it.
You're muted, Tia.
I tell you, I'm getting a little feedback, and I don't know why. I'm gonna have to look at something else. So that's why I'm muting, but remind me. And I love y'all. And look at God, what he's put together, collaboration. So let's get right into our topic. We are talking about speaking life tonight. That's why we have Miss Dearice with us to speak life. And so just like we posted, I don't know about y'all family, but in my family, you know, we love each other, and we supposed to be real close, right? You know, right? We close. So, and we love each other. But the first thing that someone says to you almost soon as you come walking up to the family picnic is, you know, dang, you know, you didn't got fat, or you still ain't got no booty. Or, you know, what happened? You know, what's that big bump on your cheek? I mean, I don't know, just anything. So, but a situation specifically happened, and I'm crushed because I would never want to hurt my sister, especially at 40. So I realized it at 40. I say that because just like that little video y'all saw where that little girl blew out her sister candle and smiled, and she grabbed her hair and snatched her. If you ain't seen it, find it. It was wonderful. Because when you younger, you know, I don't know, the little deviant in you don't care about hurting folks too much, you know? You laughing, you joking, and I don't think you truly understand. Maybe that's it. You don't fully have a good understanding of what can hurt, you know, while you laugh, because you don't have that much life experience to know, you know, you trying to figure out your own self-esteem, right? So, but anyway, that topic came up. Keela is right here. Go ahead, Keela. Tell Miss Jocelyn what happened so she can diagnose us, and then everybody jumped in.
I don't think y'all, when y'all did it, I think it was more of, like you said, we was just used to talking and saying, but I was in high school. I was like a sophomore in high school. And I wanted to be in the fashion show. And both of my sisters laughed and act like I was just, you know, too big. Your big behind
it
came
was not
in.
that. It wasn't
well,
big.
not
It was
fat.
the shoes
I knew
think
y'all
you
was
trying
talking
to
about
wear.
fat, but I was shapely, but I was bigger than the other girls. And to wear heels, you know, to the fashion show, and they just kind of laughed and, you know, you don't need to be in no heels. And I feel like they was just trying to be funny, especially Tia, because Tia always have been the class clown.
Being silly.
Yeah. So, but it hurt my feelings because my mom, my sisters, and I have an auntie that those are the only people in my life that could ever hurt my feelings. So
well, your brother, now don't forget about your brother.
Well, he don't really hurt my feelings. He was too young. Yeah. But it was like their opinion mattered to me. And so when they started laughing, you know, it made me want to drop out of it and just say, forget it. I didn't even try it.
Also tell her the other piece. And this is a good piece because this goes to people, you know, not feeling the way that they look all the time or that we're all human. Because Keela, and if anybody knows where we from, was built up to stop traffic, wore the clothes to accent it, had sexy and rhinestones on the side of her head with a fan up here and an ass and a waist. Okay, so, you know, I would never want to hurt my sister, definitely not stop her dreams of going for modeling. Like, who wants to do that? But that's why we got to be so careful at a young age, what we impart on one another. And that's why we're doing this. But I apologize, baby. I mean, strut, you strut now, you strutted then, strut now. We can both go do 40 and over magazine shit. Let me know.
Right?
But that's what it was. Go ahead, Miss Johnson, and y'all tell us y'all stories. I mean, do y'all family, y'all got some stories?
Well, let me say this, you know, like I say, you know, I always prep it. I don't do therapy. We're just doing like sister girl talk.
Correct. Sorry.
Nope, you're fine. So we learn our communication style from the adults and the other people around us in our environment. And being a young age, sometimes the joking can get out of hand. Or if you have emotions that you really don't know how to articulate, or you feel some way about, well, let's kind of like make it specific with Yukila, right? And so you indicated that she was shapely at a young age, right? And if you weren't, or it may just be something that's different and it's out of character because maybe you and the other sister were not. And so it's like, well, dang, why?
You already know we won. Don't do that, Miss Josh.
So why are you like this? You know, why you got this shape at such a young age? And not being mean, but at a young age, we don't understand the power of our words to either build up or tear down. And if we have family members and they have those dry wits, right? That sarcastic mouth, this, you know, that slick talking. Then when we emulate that as young children, but we don't understand the damage that caused because we thinking, well, you know, auntie, mama, daddy, you know, grandma, that's how they talk, but then they come back together like nothing happened. But when you're young, you don't always have that resilience and that spring back. And so it really hits you to your heart like, dang, how can my sister, I love her, but she's kind of like wounding me. And because you're young, you don't have those emotional supports built in where you can kind of like shake it off and understand or rationalize it in your mind that they're just talking. They don't really mean anything by it. But the Bible even tells us there's power of life and death in our tongues, right? And so biblical principles stay biblical principles.
True.
Right? You know what I mean? So the outcome is still going to be, if you talk negative, if you talk hurtful, it's going to destroy somebody. If you speak nice, you know, pour into them, you look good, you know, ooh, girl, I wish I had your shape. It looks good on you. You're building them up, right? So
even if unintended, because my uncle told me that I wasn't singing right. And I know I can sing, at least with an eye. And if I practice, don't let it be get an A now. Now don't have me drink a little tea and lemon now on you. But anyway, he told me I wasn't doing it right, and so I stopped, and I really started doubting myself, you know. But so this is good. Everybody go forth. Any young people listening.
But two, it's the intention behind what is said to somebody, right? And how careless we are with our words.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we talk too much and we don't think about what we're going to say and the effect it's going to have on somebody. Oh, girl, you know, you ain't singing. Sit down, you're doing too much. That might crush somebody to their heart. So now,
especially at a young, impressionable age.
Yeah, the whole personality changes based on that one thing someone said to them. Careless words.
We got to be careful.
I experienced myself down talking my daughter. As we were talking, I was just thinking about this because it was unintentional, but sometimes we put our experiences on other people. She came to me and this was when she was younger. She's almost 30 now, but she was young, just starting to date. She said, "Oh, mommy, I got a boyfriend." Before she can get the friend out, "No, you don't. And if he's not doing this and he's not doing that." And I just started pouring out all of my stuff. She didn't even get the whole, word out. And it really, it took a few relationships for her to even share that she had a boyfriend, because that traumatized her. This was her first time coming to me saying she had a boyfriend, So when I learned later, and I did have a conversation with her, I said, Tage, I apologize, because I do that as a mom. I apologize to my sons, my daughters, not like, oh, I should have raised you right. But as I learn other things, I will go ahead and apologize. And, that one less therapy session they have to go to. So
that's a good point right there, Nene, because parents need to be able to say you are sorry. You are not perfect. I didn't say sorry to my babies a few times.
Yeah.
Girls and boys, everybody, kids need to hear that. But go ahead, Nene.
No, and that's pretty much it. Once I said to her, "I'm sorry, I imposed my experience on you," because that was her area for me. And I told her, I just apologized profusely. We cried together, hugged together. And now she will come to me and talk to me, about it. But, once it was like maybe about, I'm like, "Tage, you're not dating nobody?" And I realized, oh, she's not telling me that she has boyfriend, because I told her you don't have no boyfriend, Oh, that was so, I wish I could take that back, because it's so precious that first little time, But anyhow, we over it. Yeah. So sometimes we impress our
influence.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we impress our hurts and angst as women, mothers, children, sisters on another one. So that's all I have to say. That's my story.
Well, my story is I've always been a skinny chick. One that didn't eat. What the bird gonna eat today? That's what was said to me. Oh, you actually gonna eat with us? Because a lot of people didn't understand that I couldn't eat everything. So I was real skinny back in the day. And then after I had my youngest, that's when I started gaining weight. And it wasn't until I moved back to Texas that I gained weight. And it was like, "It's about time you put some meat on your bones." And I was like, "Y'all think this? You got a butt now." That's what they used to say to me. "Oh, you got a butt?" And they always say, "You had titties." I'm serious, y'all. I don't know how y'all feel about that word titties. That's what my family used to say in the South. "You got titties now? You always had titties." So I understand. And for me, being the skinny one all the time, I was always told, "Don't no man want no bone. Only thing that want a bone was a dog." My comeback would always be this. And
my daddy said, "You can't make a sick man a bowl of soup."
Wow.
But you want to know, I realized that over time, because all of the women in my family were so voluptuous, that they felt threatened or not threatened so much. It was like everybody's gonna look at you because you're smaller than us. And I was like, but everybody looking at you because you the thick one. I mean, I would go out with them and just sit down because, you know, we was in the South. So I would just sit there and everybody look at me like, why she don't dance? Look, I ain't the thick one with I ain't thicker than a snicker. I'm thinner than a bitch sitting over here chilling out. But I had to realize I had to come into my own with my body. And I was always a tomboy, always a tomboy. So I was comfortable with it after a while. I wasn't the one that was talking about, ooh, it's hot. It ain't hot out here to me. I'm good. That's okay. I just learned to love myself over time. And I just learned to love myself because I realized that if I was the one that was different and shaped different, it was for a reason. And I had to embrace that. And
yeah.
Amen. Right. Go ahead, Aquilina. What?
I was just thinking about that's just something I've never felt like I had to, my family I never experienced that necessarily, not as a child. I was free to develop as, one, because my name, I think my mother was really guarded because my name was Aquilina, and I got a lot of, and she just helped me to carve out my unique spot as an Aquilina. So I never really tried to, I don't know how to explain it. I didn't deal with that until I got a little older, and I suppose they started to see my personality form, and they see that the tomboy I was, that never went anywhere. It never. I'm pretty much organically, I'm the same individual I was probably when I was 2 years old in a pair of Oshkosh overall. I'm not that different. And I love that about myself. I've grown to love that about myself. And that was something I can directly, though, attribute the strength of me being able to hold on to the organic nature of who I am to my mother. However, to get people to, my family particularly, to see me outside of the lens of who I've always been has also been very difficult as well, just because I'm me, I've grown, you know what I mean? And people still relating to the way that they always have. That poses a little frustration for me sometimes, but I've been very blessed in being allowed to be who I am. My thumbprint is unique in my family, and all of us have been pretty much allowed to be who we are. They don't have much to say. They may say stuff here and there, but it's never anything, from one particular side of the family, which I won't assign a position this evening. I don't want to incriminate anybody. But my father's side of the family is much more accepting of just life in general. And I think that's just because they were faced with more adversity in a different way, and just, was able to early on seed out what was important versus what was, what was superficial. And that's been a blessing to me in my definitely.
But that's beautiful. That's good to hear. Because I know my family didn't do anything maliciously, and we do have a lot of fun. But when you think about being raised in an environment, like even Sasha was saying, where you're just supported and uplifted and, and poured into, and nobody ever says you can't do something. And instead you're encouraged to try new things, and, you could come out and you could dress how you want or do whatever, and nobody says anything. So I don't know. But go ahead. Anybody else want to jump on that particular topic? Now, we also were speaking of how we can just speak life into a total stranger. I do it all the time. Be careful in Jamaica. Don't say the B word, but I do it all the time. I will tell you, this girl, she was coming out of the grocery store I was going in. Beautiful. I don't know where the fuck she came from or where she was going. I just was like, you are gorgeous. what are you doing? And she just broke down like, oh my God, like me, like, thank you. Like, I really need to hear that today. And you just never know. So we also talked about how people don't always feel the way they look. And there was another lady, and we're gonna open it up. We're gonna look at the chat and everybody gonna talk. But there was another lady in the store just juggling like 3 little boys. Oh my goodness. And I think her husband was there with her. But you could tell she just went because she had a newborn. I think she had a carrier, an army, and a walkie. I'm like, oh my goodness. But she just was handling it, sister, right? And she was so beautiful. And so on the way out, because I had wanted to say something to her as I was seeing her in the store, but COVID. But on the way out, I just told her, I said, I just want you to know you are doing an amazing job with them boys and you is looking good, bitch, while you do it. Okay, like you gorgeous. And she just lit up, and just was so, thank you, girl. Because, somebody can relate, But I don't know how often her husband tell her, but I told her that day.
That's good.
I yield the floor and check the chat.
Let's see what's in the chat.
I had a story where, today actually, it's this new girl at work. This girl has some beautiful chocolate skin. Just all even tone, just a pretty chocolate. Yeah. I had to tell her, girl, your skin is just flawless. You just look like a little Barbie doll. Wow. You know how they make the black Barbies and that pretty chocolate? I was like, it's just beautiful. And I think it made her day too. Because we are gorgeous when you be surprised, like, oh, me? Oh, okay.
My girl, I'm sorry. Me? My girlfriend, we just started, like, we'll just call each other, because you know how we go through. You had a day today like that. We just call each other. She called me yesterday. She said, hey, beautiful. I said, hey, gorgeous. Just to hear that, like every other day or so. And we may or may not go into, what we feel like other than us, or sometimes we just hang up after that. But just speaking life, because a lot of times when we call each other that means we had a crazy day or whatever. We just need to hear, or we call and say, tell me something good, or something like that. Yeah. Just to get, now stranger, I'm a Pisces. I have multiple stories on that. That's a natural. I always do that. I feel every human being, somebody had oh girl, those are nice shoes. I don't hesitate. I don't say, I never hate on the next person. I've never been that person. So that's like a natural thing. I didn't realize that it wasn't like that until I started knowing that it was like that. It's always been that way. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know but some people just ain't comfortable. So, I remember I had some cards made up before, like a little bless you card with a little poem on the back, but I don't know. We'll see. You got to put all that on the website and all that. We'll see. But I did get my Yes Bitch t-shirt made. I'm going to show it to y'all. But let me get Dearice in here. Dearice, can you give us some tips on how we can speak life into strangers?
Sure. I was going to share my story that I always actually say something to a woman or a man. Either way, if you got some nice shoes on, I definitely, when I see shoes, I definitely have to say something. Whether it's a male or a female, if it's sneakers, I say something. Because speaking life doesn't necessarily mean it has to be all drawn out. It could just be something simple as a pair of shoes, a pair of earrings, a necklace, a hat. Dude, you can tell the female, hey, my makeup top girl. Who did the makeup? Who did those lashes? It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. And we think we gotta have a long, drawn out conversation with people when we really don't. All you need to do is be authentically yourself. You got to show up as you, and when you show up as you, you're able to embrace and embody that and help somebody else to do so. And it's basically being genuine. Like Unika said, she saw, I gotta be real with y'all. I've dealt with for years blemished skin. So when I see these chocolate African sisters with this beautiful, deep chocolate midnight skin, I'm like, sis, how can I get some of that? And are they still passing it out? Can it be poured on me or something like that? Because I think it's beautiful. And I think that's what we need to start doing. And I'm not saying that there aren't other melanin sisters that we can't compliment, but I do love that. I love our skin tone. I tell Miss Tia all the time how beautiful she is to me. And I just love loving on people. And to be honest with you, my daughter does it all the time. My 9-year-old, she'll walk up to people, hey, I like your shoes. Excuse me, I like your shoes. She says it all the time. Oh, I like your hair. And so, when I was younger, I was raised, you don't go up to strangers, you don't say nothing. But my mother said, you know what, I should have did that to you. But my daughter, I allow her to express herself because that's who she is. That's the earth angel that she is. And that's her way of speaking life into someone else. And we have to also be aware that our children, our offspring, nieces, nephews, godchildren, their gifts are them speaking life. Whether it's art, whether it's them dancing, because if you see a child dancing, I'm telling you, in a minute you'll stop and start smiling. Look at that baby dancing. That's speaking life into just them embodying and feeling the music. So it's not just you speaking to somebody, speaking life. What is it? The 5 love languages. You can do a gift of service, an act of service. That's speaking life into somebody. Giving somebody flowers, giving somebody a card, like you said, Tia. But still, that's still speaking life into somebody. Writing a note to somebody and saying, I appreciate you. Or, you know what, let's just be real. Husbands and wives hitting each other on that. But, okay, y'all, that's my face, right? Walking past, that's touch. That's still speaking life into somebody, letting somebody know you appreciate them, you love them. I love the way you look. I love the way you're shaped. And on top of that, buying somebody's book and you don't even know them and putting it up, that's showing love, that's speaking life. Like, this spoke life to me, and I'm sharing it with y'all so that it speak life into you. You can definitely do it any way. There are no stipulations. There are no guidelines. Just be authentic, just be real, and keep the negativity in the track. That's all I say.
Hey, love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nene.
No, I was saying, I said the negativity part. It's just about being positive. It goes a long way when that seed. It, like, even, right, Jocelyn, it joggles your endorphins. When you hear something positive, it gives you like a shot of dopamine. You be like, and that's where the smile comes in, and you're just feeling good. And to be able to do that to somebody, and you feel good, And so I agree with that.
You able to see the chat, Keela? There was some comments. A lot of people are saying, "Hey, I can't see it on my screen."
Mary said, "Hey." Sylvia said, "How beautiful ladies! Hey, how beautiful ladies!" Yes. And Alicia said, "Hey." Cousin Lisa, hey, Lisa. And Mary was talking about when we told a story about me. She was talking about we were just kids.
We were just playing.
Janetta said, "Hey."
Hey, Netta.
And Mary was talking about how an older gentleman in Publix today told her God did his thing on her.
Okay, Mary, I'm telling you, she be pulling them senior citizens. Like, All ages for real though, but them old men be spitting that little Mary.
I love that.
But what I was going to say, I'm glad we having this discussion because it seems like it's so easy, even as kids, for us to talk about one another. That comes so easy. I mean, like if y'all on the school bus and somebody get the capping on the next person, and it's just so easy to talk about people. But it seemed like it take a little practice. You know, you have to make yourself learn to say nice things about people. And I think this is a good platform, a good discussion today, because we do need to start working on, you know, giving life.
That is so true.
It starts with yourself. It starts with yourself. Your daily affirmations. How are you setting your intentions? Are you in the mirror talking to yourself? Are you saying, "Oh, bitch, you look good"? Or are you saying, "Oh, I don't feel good today. It's Monday"? That the way you start your day has everything to do with how you're going to speak life into something. Are you speaking life into yourself the way you want somebody to speak life into you? Like, you have to think about that. And I'm not saying you have to think about what everybody else is to do for you, but I'm just saying it feels good when somebody compliments you. Well, learn to compliment yourself. You have to encourage. Even in the Bible, it says that David encouraged himself, even when his family wasn't encouraged. Even when his whole camp was against him and he had to go leave the kingdom and go live out someplace else. He had to encourage himself because he knew that this was just for a moment. And I gotta be honest with you, it took me a long time to build on my own self-esteem. People think that I just got here. No, baby, you know, oh, you don't have any problems. You don't have, no, baby, I had to work on me. I had to take time out and stop being in everybody else's face and work on me so that when I show up whole so that I can help speak life into somebody else. So it takes the time. It takes practice in speaking life into yourself. And then from there, you'll be able to verbalize that to somebody else and it'll be genuine and you won't feel threatened by the next person. Oh, you got a new car? Oh, you got a new car. Girl, let me see your car. You know, all threatened about, oh, she got a new car. Every time I sit around, she getting something new. No, you won't be doing that. You'll be celebrating them because you know that, hey, I celebrate you. You don't celebrate me, but I'm celebrating me before I walk out the door. And that's important too. I'll digress now because I'll get into it.
No.
Good.
Go ahead.
I like what you said, Dearice. I always tell people I talk to that you have to love yourself fully. You have to forgive yourself fully. Because when you occupy yourself, like God created you to occupy yourself, it's easier for you to be able to pour into other people. A lot of times, because we don't talk to ourselves, we don't tell ourselves, like Dearice said, I call it mirror work. You stand in front of your mirror, right? Natural.
That's what I tell my clients. Yeah.
Just who you are, yourself, because you have to love who you are, accept who you are before you put on the enhancements, right? And so you make your clothes don't make you, right? Your makeup enhances who you are. It doesn't make you. You make the makeup. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you look at it like, I can't be myself unless I have this makeup on. I can't be myself unless I dress or act a certain way. What you're doing is you're putting on a mask. And everyone you interact with, the real you is behind this mask. So you're just a facade with everybody you're interacting with. And the real you never grows so you can authentically interact with and connect with other people. And don't be led by your emotions. Your emotions will lead you astray. right? Because we have the power to change our emotions. We have to learn emotional intelligence.
That's true.
Right? Okay, I'm angry. It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to like burn everybody up in your anger. you know what I'm saying? Because no one else did anything to you. Understanding yourself. Why am I angry? Maybe I don't feel I'm enough. Okay, then what can you do to be enough? Right? So listen, we gotta take our own selves in hand. How about that?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Preach. Love it.
Yep, Jocelyn.
I like that she brought up emotional intelligence. I used to speak about that all the time on Facebook and with my clients, but they weren't ready for it. But now everybody's talking about it, and I'm like, I've been doing this years ago. Like y'all need to, and the truth is, if people took the time to work on themselves instead of pointing fingers at everybody else, we wouldn't have to worry about people going out here hurting each other verbally. Because your words are sharper than any two-edged sword.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We thinking that, I just didn't, I just don't fool with her. You don't even know why you don't fool with her. It's probably you. It's not her. She's just going about her everyday life and you offended. Why? You don't even know. Just take the time to figure out what's wrong. What's bothering me? What's the foundational problem that's being reflected at me through her? We're mirrors one to another, y'all. We are mirrors one to another. So when you talk about emotional intelligence, that means you got to sit down sometimes and say, hey, I don't feel good today, but what the hell is wrong with me today? What's wrong with me? And it can't just be Monday, because Monday happens every week. It can't just be my job because I clock in every single damn day. It can't just be my car because I've been having it, and if I didn't want it, I could trade it in. It's me. So what is it about me that I need to work on so that I can sit down and get to the bottom of it so that now I can begin to speak life into myself, into my family, into my finances, into my neighborhood, into my community. Some people don't even know who their neighbors are.
True.
Because they just so damn mean to themselves that they don't even want to open up to nobody else. It's like,
and we need to collaborate.
You want a better world. You want a better world, but yet you don't even understand that the world begins with you. It begins with you. That emotional intelligence goes way deeper than just I need to put on a pretty face and I need to put on a nice outfit and I need to slap on some lipstick and make myself look nice. No, you need to do some real serious work. And it's not just self-care. It's getting down to getting down to the nitty-gritty of it, whereas you're like, holy shit, all this time I've been blaming everybody else and it's me.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
Now it's time for me to speak life into me and realize that I am wonderfully and magnificently made, regardless to my flaws, regardless to these blemishes on my skin, regardless to my digestive system being the way it is, regardless to me not having regardless to this, I'm still magnificently and wonderfully made. And when you get to that point, you'll be able to see somebody else as beautiful as you see yourself. You won't see it. You'll be able to genuinely love on somebody because guess what? Like Ms. Johnson said, he loved on you. You did the mirror work. Because now when you step out, that person that's next to you, when they see you, you won't see a reflection of all your flaws. You'll see all the reflection of something beautiful before you. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, how much beauty are you beholding in your own eyes for yourself?
Absolutely.
Did you drop the mic?
That was deep.
I thought Apolita was saying something.
No, I was just saying, just to add on to that, we've got to stop buying into the into popular culture's assessment of what emotional health is, or what emotional stability is. It's work. It's difficult work. It's a sacrifice to be whole, but it's worth it. And people don't understand that. They've contrived it to be something that it's, some fantasy and something you can do by going to a yoga class once in a week and that type of shit. And it's hurt, it's painful in a lot of different ways, but the sacrifice is worth it. And we've got to stop buying into ain't nothing packaged, ready made, nothing worth having anyway. Not with any lasting power, we've got to be not be afraid to branch out into things like Reiki, which is something that I've just recently looked into. I heard you say that you were a Reiki healer, Dearice. And it's something that my contemporary upbringing, my conservative upbringing, my traditional upbringing in Black church really didn't make space for. Beyond the confines of what we've been taught, of how we've been conditioned to access the things that God has placed there for us to be able to live a full life. I would that you would have life and have life more abundantly means the fullness of life. It means to be able to, it's not the fullness of things, it's the fullness of life. I want to live here as my full self every single day, just like I was meant to be here. And it's a sacrifice to show up. It really is. It's a sacrifice to show up. And people think it's simple. And I just encourage people to dig past the superficial nature of the whole, or what it means to embark on a healing journey. It's real. And it's not for the faint at heart, but it's worth every minute. It's worth every minute.
Wow.
Not pretty, like you say. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all.
I just wanted to, I don't want to overtalk, but I wanted to say something about, before y'all go too far, on emotional intelligence, because I agree with everything, and I really wish everyone would just be all right with them. Say none of us are 100 on every day, 365, There's going to be something, there's going to be a day, there's going to be a moment that, we don't feel our best or our, most confident. But I have learned to sit in what God has given me. And so whether it's no hips, no ass, too tall, whatever, it is what it is. All I can do is show up as Tia. Whether I say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, don't wear the right thing, I show up every room I walk into as me. And I would like everybody in that room to show up as them, just as confident. Confident in my flaws, confident in my mistakes, confident I'm gonna say the wrong goddamn thing. Just, it is what it is. I have to be like that, So that's what I wish for everybody. But one thing I want to say about emotional intelligence, because like you said, I keep hearing it, heard it before when we was doing all other things. And I think it's a wonderful term, just like we got a lot of wonderful terms and we should work towards it. But I am a big proponent in feeling what you feel. We are human. On the days I want to cry, I cry. I go in my room, I shut my door, leave me alone. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna be mad. And I can try to work on that, and intellectual, and what y'all saying called emotional intelligence. I can try to work on it.
That is emotional intelligence, though, to be able to express fully what you're feeling. There's no weakness in that.
So that's what it is, because they act like when I wanted to whip somebody's ass, I wasn't being emotionally intelligent. And I felt like the right thing to do and the smart thing to do was to whip my ass. So that's all I'm saying.
Practical.
Or to cuss her out. It's like they act like, oh, if you get mad in any way, you're not being emotionally intelligent. No, I'm gonna intelligently cuss your ass out.
But see,
and then I'm gonna feel better. I don't know how nobody else feel, but I feel much better.
Goes back to what popular culture is feeding you and identifying for you as what how the categories of emotional intelligence and functionality. While we own it, we as Black women, we are emotional. And that is something that has always been characterized as aggressive,
sensitive.
impulsive. People can't handle that, but we're straightforward because we have to be. Because my existence preclude that I have to be emotionally intentional, and it's received as aggressive. That's not my problem. That's not my problem.
I like that. So I am emotionally intelligent, ain't I, Aquilina?
Absolutely. You just have to be resourceful about expressing said emotional intelligence. That's all.
We got 10 minutes, y'all.
She said that.
Go ahead. Our special guest, Ms. Dearice, if you want to say something, we are going to give you the last words. We want to know how people can follow you, but we got to get Tania in with our nutrition.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going now, or Dearice going to say something first?
Whichever, don't matter. We got 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. So look, today with my nutrition, I just want to pose a question as to how important is nutrition in all of these type of subjects. How does it even fit in to it? And because I'm passionate about it, I think it's an important conversation that we don't like to have, that we don't have. Because even with emotional intelligence and Reiki and meditation and Jesus and everything, we must take care of the vessel so that we can be alive to do all of these things.
Like you said, well, it ain't doing the rest of it if you're dead. But go ahead, I mean interrupt.
Right? So I say that every week, yeah, because I get to that. I say that every week because that's the point. And my platform, as I'm building it stronger, just being with you ladies, is to say, why can't we, why don't we have this kind of conversation? So eventually, when I get my we're each going to have a platform, I'm going to go into that deeper. But if anybody's out there and they have those children that are challenged, here's a tip of the week, and just something to look into. You can delve into it deeper. But challenge me, they so bad. Why don't they sit down somewhere? Why they jumping around, getting on my nerves? Papa kid, you're so bad, you act like your daddy and all this stuff. Well, food plays a role in that too. There's many avenues of that. But today, real quick, I'm just going to talk about what you feed them as far as artificial dyes and how hyperactive children, that they have to get diagnosed and take Ritalin and stuff for ADHD and all that stuff. And a lot of times it's just changing what they're eating or altering what they're eating that'll help their behavior. First of all, little Black boys like to be little Black boys. So it's very tough for them to sit down. And at school, this is a side note, I'm going to digress for 2 minutes. At school, they want to make them sit down somewhere, and they can't. They want to be like little, white ladies in a box, and they can't, right? So they're little boys, right? But then you go into school, on the way to school, they eat Fruit Loops first thing in the morning, then they're going to be made to sit down somewhere, and then you shooting your children up with Ritalin because you listen to the doctor, and you don't listen, find natural ways to take care of the baby. Because in the long run, we have to save ourselves. No, there's no one that cares for Black people like that. I sound like Kanye West. World don't like Black people. But our best interest isn't at heart, especially if we can't do anything. We're to be producer, for the country. You know how that works. Anyhow, I'm just going to read real quick because I'll go off on a tangent. But undesirable child behavior and food dye are often related to hyperactivity, right? So according to Disease Proof, which is a organization, food dyes are found in most processed food. And we feed our children most processed foods if we are not going, doing natural stuff. And we tired, we're gonna go to McDonald's, go through the drive-thru, and do that instead of cooking whole foods for them. So with the types of foods that we're feeding our children, they have food coloring in them. They're supposed to get their food and their color from natural foods, blueberries, strawberries, right? But we give them red juice. Red juice can be changed to cherry juice, real strawberry juice, less sugar. But I want you guys to look up yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1, and red 40. Yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1, and red 40. Those are dyes that are in foods that our children are fed on the regular, in their sugar, in their cereals, in their candy, fruit snacks. They don't need none fruit snacks, ever. they need the fruit, right? So some food triggers, it says, while some food triggers behavior problems, the good news is that certain foods can actually improve these. They include like salmon. You want to give them some salmon. Yes, expensive, you know, but they're worth it. We're worth it. You know, instead of buying them some Nikes, you know, get some food, some, you know, $100, $200 pair of Nikes, use it on food because they need their fatty acids. For real, they need their fatty acids. They need their, you know, their vitamins and minerals. So blueberries, I said last week, that one that just comes to mind because I eat them all the time. Oh, walnuts, olive oil, tuna fish, all of these types of things, and try to give them, if you want to buy them juice from the store, look at the label and get the juices that do not say high fructose corn syrup. It's going to be hard to find because they put in everything because they want us to be addicted to foods and they want us to be full. And it's addictive and it doesn't process in your body right and it causes your mind to go out of whack. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share this week, just about how to get your kids to be tamed by feeding them better. That's just a little tip. So
that was awesome.
When I bring it, I'm so passionate because we
love it. We can hear the passion. Thank you. We needed that. That wasn't no little tip. That was a plate.
Yeah.
We have a comment.
All right. So
after you finish, Ania, go ahead.
No, I'm done. I'm all set. I'm all set.
Go ahead, Ms. Johnson. We got like 3 minutes.
There was some Mary Williams. She said, can y'all speak on people who give/speak life to others, but can't do it for themselves, even when they are empty? They can fill someone else's cup. I think you spoke on that, Dearice.
You did.
You want to address that, please?
Okay, how can you speak life into someone else if you can't speak it into yourself? Basically, is that the question?
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
For one, you can't pour into someone's cup until you begin to pour into your own. So that was basically saying that you need to take that time to do mirror work. That's where I started. I started with mirror work and affirmations. I have affirmations still all over my home for my children to see, as well as myself. I started with scripture. That really helps. That really helps a lot. Not just this old school stuff that we were taught. Some of us were taught if you were raised in a religious background. I started there. And then from there, I started with the meditation, which my father was a karate sensei. So I was taught meditation at 10. But I started back doing meditation. And don't get all into this whoopie woo that meditation got to be all out of the whack. Just sit down quietly and just, that's meditation. You can meditate by dancing. It's a Zen moment, basically, where you feel the highest bliss. That's what you're really searching for. So find those moments where you can do that for yourself. It's basically self-care in your own way. That helps you. Giving yourself that time helps you to
don't want to interrupt. Thank you. That was a word. We got 1 minute. We are going out with Smoky Clouds 517. And Dearice, before we play the music, tell the people that you tell us where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Dearice Speaks Life, and also on Podbean, my podcast, the Healing Hour Podcast, the Dearice Speaks Life, and just here on Facebook.
That sounds good.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for joining us. We about to get out of here. I don't know if y'all see Smoky Clouds. This ain't the video, but I'm just replaying them because I didn't have where y'all can hear the music before. Just a little bit of him. But y'all see his video with his picture in the chat.
Look, Go hard for my name, put one in the air and hell to the room, get smoky. Had to put in that work, this shit did hurt, loved ones don't hold me closely. Mary Jane overdosed me, beyond the strength of a nigga built like a tank, they don't support me. So I stand on my own, everybody wanna throw stones, what's your point of for me? My soul I call home, Debbie rolling over Capone, we taking that shit to the dome and plotting on how to get down. So nigga get gone, had to cover niggas out, try to sneak in the circle to call home. Look at the leaving the turret, I got strong, fuck around and you can be with the rhythm spit on. Cause I got promises I plan to keep. Never
I'm
been
telling you, now it's 8 o'clock. But if y'all is not following Smoky Clouds 517 and OTM Bussin', I don't know what you're doing. Did you hear the way the boy? Anyway, love y'all. It's 8:01. Thank you, ladies. Until next week. Thank you, Dearice. Follow her. Get you some tips. Bye.
Thank you, Dearice.